Welcome to part 71 of Let's Go See John. And this is November 27th, 2024 by man's calendar. And as I was saying, coming out of part 70, I was talking about a thing that happened at work yesterday, just in case it got cut off. I want to talk about it a little bit again. This threw my whole day off after this happened. I'm not going to lie, because it got me in a bad mood. A customer had come into the curbside. When I printed out the ticket and put it on the Happy Meal box, and I took it out to the curbside, we have to put on them yellow vests. And I joke about that being my super cape because they hollered that's supposed to keep you from getting hit by a car. So I joke about it being my super cape, and I go out the door. I love doing curbside. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Now, when the ice is on, no, because that's going to be hard to do. But right now, I love doing curbside. It's like a car hop thing, and I enjoy it. I love getting to take it out there. It don't bother me. It ain't no different from waiting tables inside, except for the fact you get to go outside for a minute, get some fresh air as you're going, and then come back in. And this woman come through though, and she was in curbside 3. And when the ticket come out, it said curbside 1, and I was like, well, where the heck's curbside 1? I didn't notice that till I was almost to her car though, because there was only one curbside there. At that time, there was only one person out there. So I said, okie dokie. It has to be that one. Common sense. So I take it on to her car. I give it to her. I go back in. I set the thing down. There was people inside. I took their order. And then I walked back in there to fill the orders. And the one girl that had just filled the order for me that I took to the curbside says to me, didn't you just take this out? I said, yes, I did. It was the exact same thing. Only this time it was saying curbside 3. She said, I said, what didn't I take off of there? Because she told me that I was supposed to take them off. I said, what didn't I take off? And she said, this Happy Meal. Didn't you just take it out? I said, yeah, you gave it to me. I took it out. The one I looked around to the window, and that woman that was at curbside 3 was back in the drive-through right there, claiming she never got it. So they apparently had pulled it back up and was filling it again, and they gave it to her because they didn't know what happened to it. And they got mad at me over it, but I wasn't the one who made the mistake. I did my job. I haven't even watched videos or nothing yet, mind you, and I'm still trying to do my job every day. And I'm trying to keep a smile through it. But I am getting angry at some of the foolishness. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I love being where I am better than at the other place, but there are stupid things that happen there too. I haven't even watched my videos, and I'm expected to know everything I'm supposed to be doing. No and no. People should be properly trained. And it takes longer than 2 days to train a person. That's a lot to remember. And people do have other things going on in their lives. I just lost my dad last month. And I'm not a monkey. I don't just move on like nothing happened. I'm not a robot. I lost my husband and brother 3 years ago. I lost my dad last month. And y'all think that for some reason, because I hit the ground running with the Lord, and I try to keep going for Him, y'all seem to think I'm robotic or something, like I don't have feelings. Well, I do have feelings, and you're walking on them. All of y'all walking on them, and you're getting on my nerves. Now stop it. Because fire is coming. So you best line up with the Word of God, because you're getting on my nerves. Stop lying, because what that woman did when she come through that drive-thru and lied, said she didn't get her food, was a lie, it was a deception, and a stealing. Y'all got to quit doing these things. You think God don't see this? He very much does. That is not going to be happening in the kingdom of heaven. There is no need for that. Now, you might think you get by with it with man, but God is always watching it, and you ain't getting by with nothing. Was a Happy Meal, or is a Happy Meal, or anything else you're stealing, I'm just using that as an example, is that worth your eternal soul? Is lying on your taxes worth your eternal soul? Some of y'all do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. Is lying to get food stamps worth your eternal soul? Some of y'all do that. I don't. We're supposed to speak truth with all men. I'm using these things as examples. If you get medication from the doctor and you turn around and sell that medication, that's called drug dealing. I don't care what kind of drug it is. That's drug dealing. It's wrong. It's wrong. Y'all gonna go to hell for these things. You're being deceptive. I knew a person once. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say nothing like that. I'm just going to tell this conversation. They was selling their prescription medication. They gone now. They have since passed on. But I'm going to tell what they told me. They was trying to get other people involved in this, and I was defending the other people, saying that we was not supposed to be doing that. And I was telling this person that, and trying to get them to leave this other person alone about it, because the other person didn't want to do it, but they was trying to pressure them into it. And I said, no, we ought not do these things, because that's filthy lucre. And I was trying to explain that to them. And I hadn't read the word yet, mind you, at the time that this conversation took place. So I didn't know the scriptures really to help me on it. I just knew in my spirit it was wrong, and I was trying to tell them that was filthy lucre. because it's self-gotten gain. And it was painkillers that they was trying to sell. And they was trying to get this other person's pain medicine so they could sell it too. And that other person didn't want nothing to do with that. They needed their medicine for themselves. And they tried to tell them that. But they kept trying to pressure this person. And I explained to them, you ought not be doing that. And that person actually said this to me, and what come out of their mouth shocked me. They said, I can take the devil's money. When I told them it was a filthy lucre, they said, I can take the devil's money and serve God. NWO preachers. NWO servants of God. Somebody who thought that they could take and do this and take the money and serve God on it. And that justified it in their mind. If they spent a little of that money to go to church or to put it in the offering, they thought that cleansed that money and made it all right for them to get it and use it. Boy, that knocked the wind out of my sails. And I was just like, that they actually said to me, I could take the devil's money and use it for God's purpose. No, you can't take nothing of the devil's and use it for God's purpose. You ain't the Lord. You do not have, you can't do that. You can't, no. The lust of money is the root of all evil. I said, because when you put them drugs out there on the street, people are dying from that. You're responsible for those deaths then. That's the same as you murdering those people. You might as well stab them or shoot them with a gun. You have killed them if they OD on what you put out there. And you don't even know them. You don't know where that's going to end up. But you're killing people. And I'm sorry. It's premeditated murder when you know that people are going to OD on that stuff. That is murder. Whether you did it with intent or not, you knew there was a possibility that what you released might kill someone. Now you have this knowledge. And if you continue doing this hereafter, though that blood is going to be required of your hands of anybody that dies from drugs that you sell. And I'm not just talking to street dealers, physicians. You know that these things have side effects. They are harmful, and people abuse them and misuse them. You all will be held accountable for every death. Because if you had been doing what Jesus told you in James 5 and going to the elders, there would be no need for that pharmakia. This is judgment. And this word is judging you already. It's not I who judges you. It's this word. It is the Lord himself. It is God. His word says what is final. This is the judgment. His word. We read that a few parts ago of this very series. I'll see you in the next part.